Harry? No, Ron. He's going to sacrifice himself. Stupefy. YouTube art tutorials. Ugh, why would you sneak up on me like that? Ah. Hey, stop it. Stop kissing the skull of my enemy. That's not your own species. Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be digging through YouTube Shorts to find some good art tutorials for you guys. Or not so good ones. We never know what we might run into. First up, we got how to draw hair with pencil. Okay, outlines, working on the shapes, moving downwards. Yes. Oh, you know what? I actually really like that. Not because of the shape language, not because of the line quality, because those are non-existent. I'm just kidding, you're doing a good job. I really like that you didn't focus on the little strands and you went into the overall shape of the hair. So working this way first, seeing the big picture first, is gonna have big benefits on your art. 9 out of 10, good job. How to draw someone smiling. Evil. Okay, all right. I mean, it just looks like a smile to me right now, but does that look evil? That is a beautiful smile. I really like that you didn't draw all the lines in the teeth. I got one question though, where's the evil? Where? I don't see it. He looks nice. My art before watching Colleen tutorials and after. Okay. What? Did I miss something? So before you watched the Colleen tutorial, you had a drawing. And then after you watched the Colleen tutorial, you didn't have a drawing anymore. I guess this is the effect of Colleen on you, huh? Yes, poor kids watching Colleen. That is a 10 out of 10. Colleen, what are you teaching the kids? Calm your anxious thoughts. So this is like a mindful drawing tutorial, okay? Draw circles all over the page. Draw small circles inside each circle. Draw lines toward the center of the circle. That looks pretty nice. It reminds me of one of those high school cell diagrams where we were learning about the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. Hey, listen, if this calms your mind, ooh. Okay, I almost dropped my phone, but if this calms your mind, all the more power to you, okay? I'm gonna give that a 5 out of 10 because I don't know if it's actually calming me or if it's making me remember the trauma of high school.
Here's how I draw lips. I start off with drawing a line, then add dots at both ends. With some details like this. Do this before blending it with cotton swab.
Ooh, so soft looking.
Do some blending at the ends and beneath lower and upper lips as well. Finally, add some gloss with an eraser.
Wow, look at all these lips. Oh my God, they look so moisturized. They look so plump. They look so 10 out of 10. How to draw bodies. Okay, start with the head. Okay, stop bunking my face into the paste. Stop it. Knees, okay. Don't bunk me. I can absolutely appreciate the fact that you're breaking down the more complex muscle groups, the various limbs and body elements into simplified shapes. I actually made a full tutorial on that on my Patreon in December, but if I were to give you just one piece of advice, it's to try to clean up your lines a bit. I can see that there's a bit of uncertainty in certain areas where you start searching for the line, but it helps to just be a little bit more mindful of that, and cleaner lines should also come with more practice. That's an 8 out of 10. Good job.
Color theory 101. So hue is just the pure color, which is blue. Now value is how light or dark that color is, and intensity is the brightness or dullness of the color. Now you can dull the color by adding the complement. So blue's complement is orange, which will dull it. Now I'm starting off with some blues on some of these carrots because I want them to be duller, because I want the carrots on top to look more bright and have more intensity. These
are some nice carrots. Dude, I hate carrots, but I would eat these. That was fantastic, concise and easy to understand. It don't get better than that. It's 10 out of 10. God, I want to eat these carrots.
This is a tree.
That's a beautiful tree.
Here's a tree trunk. But what color would I paint the leaves? Well, let's look at 2 different ways that I could paint the leaves. On the left, I'm only going to use different hues and shades of green. Now, there are some advantages to doing it this way. Most of the time, these colors will mix well. I'll have a pretty cohesive image no matter what I do. It's not a bad method. But what if I wanted to use more color in my painting? Well, one thing I could do would be to expand my palette. I'll go outside of the greens into the colors around it. So on one end, that might mean going into yellows on the highlights. And on the other end, I might go into blues and purples for the shadows. Now, you don't have to overdo it. A little bit can go quite a long ways. And you should always think about color in the context of what you're painting.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite?
Me personally, I love the one on the right. It has more color variation, there's more depth in terms of the hues, and this is actually the same concept that we teach in digital art as well. You know, for example, you could be painting someone's face, but instead of just using a beige or brownish color for the skin tone, if you start changing your hues to maybe applying a cooler bluish color in the shadows and more orange in the highlights, it really brings out the depth in in your rendering. So expand your hue range. Don't be limited by just the color of what you're looking at. 10 out of 10, man. Good job, Danny. Learn to draw realism in 30 seconds. I somehow doubt that, but let's see. Draw a leaf outline. Shade around each section. Leave the center empty. Add darker shading around the inner edges. Blend. Should have titled it How to Draw a Leaf. I'm gonna give you a 6 out of 10. My drawing evolution from 9 years old to 31. Okay. Oh, Harry, no, Ron. He's going to sacrifice himself. Stupefy. Ooh. 15. Ooh, that's pretty good. Oh my goodness, 21? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, 23? Huh? Wow, they just... 25. That's me right now. Oh, Harry. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, that's crazy. You know, photorealism, hyperrealism has never really been my thing. You know, I don't think I have the patience for it, but seeing somebody else do it so well, just, you know what, hats off to you. Very, very impressive. I love that you decided to stick with art for so long. I mean, I feel like art in itself is something that you can't really rush. If you really want to be the best artist that you can be, you got to be at it for like decades. Just years upon years of experience and pain. Suffering. 10 out of 10. I'm so inspired. If you're a beginner, don't. Oh, this is one of these again. Okay. I hate these videos. Don't do that. Do. What am I looking at here? What are we doing here? What was the point of this? That's a 1 out of 10. Feels so good to be giving out a 1 out of 10. Thank you.
If you're an artist that wants to get better at drawing anatomy, you're going to want to watch this.
I do.
One of the most important parts about learning anatomy is learning how to draw the bones, but a lot of artists like to avoid it. I'm learning the skull right now like this, and it's helping me make better placements of the anatomy when I draw heads. It also allows me to stylize my characters better because I know the underlying structure and how to manipulate it.
Absolutely, Zephyr Art. Do you see this right here? That, hold up. This is the skull of my enemy. The reason I destroyed my enemy and collected this is because it's always good to reference the internal structure. For example, one day you're curious, why does the nose bridge rise up like this? Why is there a little bulge on your cheek? It's right here. All the answers are right here. If you have an enemy and their skull is still in their head, what are you doing? Come on now.
This is how I shade the skin with powder. Leave the excess. Gently apply the powder with a brush. Keep building layers. This is just powder so far. Now add details with a pencil. Wrinkles.
Whoa.
And you don't need dark shades of pencils if you use powder. Add highlights with an eraser.
Oh, this feels like such a time saver. It feels like an art hack. I've never tried this before, but it looks like a really good technique and it's definitely working for you. 10 out of 10.
Today I'm going to show you how I draw realistic lips using alcohol markers. First, I use a pencil to lightly draw out the outline of the lips. Then I use a soft eraser to dab off the darker pencil lines so that there's only a light outline. I start off by tracing out the inner corners of the lips using a dark gray and also shade in the teeth using lighter shades of gray. I also use a white gel pen to add on a little bit of highlight at the bottom of the teeth.
Whoa.
Then I go in with the darkest shade of red and draw curved lines towards the center of the lips. I add on lighter shades of pink as I move outwards. This helps to create the natural creases on the lips. Finally, I use a gel pen again to add on highlight by drawing streaks towards the center. Here's the final result.
It looks so soft and blended, and you're telling me you did all that with markers? That's crazy. Look, if you guys want to see a poo drawing from me, just hand me markers, okay? I can't use markers for the life of me, so this is super impressive. 10 out of 10.
This is Samda's art.
Ah! I gotta block that guy. That video keeps sneaking up on me.
So recently I realized why I've been stuck and not being able to draw as much, and I realized that it's because of my perfectionism mindset, and I had to let that go. God revealed it to me that in order for me to share and to create like he, ordained me to, and to be able to inspire others, I have to let go of trying to get everything exactly how I want in my head. And doesn't mean we can't continue to learn and continue to grow, but it just means Don't beat yourself up just because you're not at a certain point in your art journey or in anything that you're doing, and just let it flow. Enjoy what it is that you have now. Use what you have to your fullest ability, and over time, you'll continue to improve. Now, I just let go of that perfectionist mindset. Remember that it's not about me, and I'm here to serve, to inspire, and to encourage others. And now I'm creating so much more now. So I hope this inspired you to let go of that perfectionism and just let things be.
That is probably my single favorite piece of advice from all of today's videos. And honestly, it's something I need to hear too every once in a while. If you guys ever feel this way, you feel like you have a vision of something in your head, you know exactly how it's supposed to look, and then when you do go and draw it, it doesn't turn out just like how you envisioned it. You know, you start hyper fixating on the minor imperfections, you start worrying about tiny details that no one's ever gonna see. And then you just find yourself getting trapped in this like downward spiral. It's like, it's just not turning out. At that point, what's happening there is you're being hijacked by that perfectionist mind. And I know a lot of people, myself included, struggle with that every single day. That's why I love this piece of advice. Just make what you can right now. Do the best that you can with the skills that you have at the moment so that you can improve and you can continue to learn on your journey. And if you're just starting out, you're a little art baby right now, I'm telling you, there's no point. There's no point in beating yourself up over something not looking like the way you envisioned it. That still happens to me with almost every single piece that I make to this very day. It's not something we can escape. It's just part of the process. It's part of the beauty in making art. That's an 11 out of 10. Thank you for putting this out there. I feel like this is genuine advice that I needed to hear today as well. So I appreciate you for that. And that's it for today. Let's end on a high note, please. So I hope that this video was able to help you guys out. I hope you found something valuable here. If any of these artists gave you advice that you really enjoyed, please check out their channels and go and support them. They're doing absolutely amazing work for the art community. And with that being said, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more art content like this. Check out my Patreon for monthly tutorials. Oh my God. I broke him. Just kidding. It goes back in place. There we go. Anyways, I feel like I said all I wanted to say. Happy New Year to you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best community in the world. You flinched.